as I was reflecting on that and asking the Lord, okay, what are you doing? I know what I'm seeing, but I know that you are always doing something, that you're always in the behind the scenes working on something. And immediately I heard Isaiah 46. And I just wanted to jump on here and read some of this to you. I'm going to start in verse 3, and it says, "Listen to me, O house of Jacob, all you who remain in the house of Israel, you whom I have upheld since you were conceived, and whom I've carried since your birth." And I just immediately, as soon as I start reading in this chapter, I'm like, yes, okay, Lord, that's who we want to hear from. We want to hear from the one who thought of us before we were conceived, that has carried us since we have entered into this world. And then it goes on later on in that chapter, and he's talking about, like, who would you compare me to? Who would you count as my equal? And I love this because I feel like we get a glimpse into the Lord's humor here, because he says, some pour out gold from their bags and weigh out silver on scales. They hire a goldsmith and make gold, and they bow down and worship it. So he's just kind of talking about what other people put their hope and their trust in. And then in verse 8, he says, "Remember this, fix it in mind. Take it to heart, you rebels. Remember the former things, those of long ago. I am God, and there is no other. I am God, and there is none like me."